The hallway buzzed with the usual chaos of students rushing between classes, lockers slamming shut, and the chatter of teenage voices filling the air. But amid the noise, one girl moved like a shadow, quiet, unnoticed, and deliberately blending into the background. Her name was Maya. Maya wasn't the kind of girl who sought attention. She kept her head down, always clutching her books close to her chest, and avoided eye contact whenever possible. She wasn't shy because she was weak. She was shy because she had learned that sometimes silence was the safest shield. But silence, as she would soon discover, wasn't always enough. One afternoon, as Maya stopped by her locker to grab her history book, a group of girls, the kind who always prowled the halls with smug grins and loud laughter, approached her. They were led by Jessica, the self-proclaimed queen of the school. Jessica's cruelty was legendary. She picked on anyone who seemed vulnerable, and Maya's quiet nature made her the perfect target. "Hey, mouse," Jessica sneered, slamming Maya's locker shut before she could get her book. "Do you ever say anything? Or are you just going to stand there and stare all day?" The other girls giggled. Maya swallowed hard, her hands trembling. She tried to open the locker again, hoping they would lose interest. But Jessica grabbed her shoulder and spun her around. "You think you're better than us because you don't talk," Jessica mocked. Then, in one swift motion, she tugged at Maya's shirt collar. The sound of fabric ripping echoed louder than the hallway noise, leaving Maya frozen in horror. Her shirt was torn, exposing her shoulder, and the laughter around her cut deeper than the rip itself. For a second, Maya's eyes burned with tears. She wanted to disappear. She wanted to run. But then, something inside her shifted. She thought of her father, a quiet man himself, who had enrolled her in Judo when she was just 8 years old, not because he wanted her to fight, but because he wanted her to stand tall when life tried to crush her spirit. "Strength isn't about hurting others, Maya," he always said. "It's about knowing you can defend yourself when the world tries to push you down." Jessica shoved her again, expecting Maya to crumble. But instead, Maya's hand snapped up and grabbed Jessica's wrist. The laughter stopped. In one fluid, practiced motion, Maya shifted her weight, twisted her hips, and executed a perfect judo flip. Jessica's body lifted off the ground and crashed onto the floor with a loud thud that silenced the entire hallway. Gasps filled the air. The bullies froze, their smug grins gone, replaced with wide-eyed shock. Jessica groaned on the ground, clutching her back, her confidence shattered. Maya stood over her, breathing heavily, her torn shirt forgotten. For the first time, she wasn't trembling. She wasn't hiding. She looked Jessica dead in the eye and said, with a calm but steady voice, "Don't ever touch me again." The hallway erupted, not with laughter this time, but with whispers of awe. "Did you see that?" Maya just flipped Jessica. That was insane. The bullies, once so bold, suddenly looked like scared children. One of them knelt to help Jessica up, muttering under her breath, "Let's just go." And just like that, the predators slunk away, humiliated and defeated. But Maya's journey didn't end there. The following days were filled with whispers, stares, and even admiration. Some kids approached her, telling her how brave she was. Others, who had once been silent witnesses to bullying, now looked at her with newfound respect. Yet Maya faced a different challenge now. The fear that she had painted a target on her back. Would Jessica come after her again? Would the bullies seek revenge? At night, Maya sat on her bed, staring at her torn shirt folded neatly on her desk. It wasn't just fabric anymore. It was a reminder of the moment she finally chose to stand up, and she realized something: bullies thrived not because they were strong, but because others stayed silent. She had been silent for too long. So, the next time she saw another kid cornered by Jessica's group, Maya didn't walk away. She stepped forward. Her presence alone was enough to make the bullies back off. Word spread quickly. Jessica, the once feared bully, had been flipped both physically and socially. And Maya, the quiet girl no one noticed, had become a symbol of strength. Her classmates no longer saw her as invisible. They saw her as the girl who stood up not just for herself, but for everyone who had ever felt powerless. And deep down, Maya knew this was just the beginning. She didn't need to shout to be heard. Her actions spoke louder than any words ever could. Because sometimes, all it takes is one moment of courage, one judo flip, to turn fear into respect, silence into strength, and pain into power.